What's up? This is your host Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible today and Non-Fungible tomorrow. And happy Monday. We are at the start of the week, and unfortunately the market did retrace a little bit. And today I do want to talk about whether whales are actually dumping on retails, and we'll go through this journey and explore further. During the weekend, crypto did really well. You have Bitcoin going back to 25,000 and then taking a dump right now. You have Ethereum going back to 2,000 and then now dumping back down. But before I continue the show, I do want to share an update. Unfortunately, I decided to sell my Decentraland parcel, and not feeling too happy today actually. The bear market did hit, right? Initially, I bought the parcel hoping to host events. I invite people to come to the channel to share the story, to share the art. But ever since the bear market, the sentiment isn't there, right? I tried asking organizations or asking different type of people, hey, would you be interested? But people just aren't interested of this moment, right? Because the market sentiment is not that positive. People don't want to do more. But all I can do, so unfortunately my land was just left idle, right, without anything to do. And rather than just having, and to be honest, it's not a little money for me, right? Because it's my own money. I have no one backing me in doing this, in buying this land, and also doing this YouTube channel. I have no financial backing at all. So therefore, I decided to sell it, unfortunately. And hopefully, maybe one day the market does turn, interest is there, and then maybe I could help post, virtual events, and then let people know more about the space. But regardless, let us go to the news today. So today, I want to share with you about some of my findings, and that is, look at this. This is the Ethereum market, the trading price of USDT. And if you look at it by 30 minutes, right, a while back, we were very hyper that Ethereum was hitting 20,000. And then what happened was that it jumped down, okay, all the way to, sorry, not 20,000, 2,000, and it dumped down to 1.9K. And then it goes back up, hoping to reach it, doesn't go back down, and hoping to go, and then it goes back up, right? And then dump further down. And then during the weekend, we have it going back to 2,000, right? And now we're dumping it back all the way, almost back to this level, which is like kind of like a previous support, right? So one of the things that I was listening to, because for me, during the off time, I also listen to different type of opinions, different YouTubers. One of the things that people are saying is that if whales want to offload the crypto asset, and if whales want to make money, of course they're gonna ride on this narrative, right? The ETH 2.0 merge, which is a very bullish narrative. But usually what they do is they can't just dump the market, right? They can't just sell, because if they just dump a whole bunch of Ethereum, the market will crash. So they can't sell at an attractive price. So what will happen is that they'll push the prices up, use a lot of these volumes. So these are only rigs done by whales, right? You really need these whales to pump the price up, right? So what happened is that, some analysis was saying that, hey, whales are actually trying to pump the price to a high level, and then start to hit these resistance level, start to sell, and then hit again and sell, hit it again and sell, and start to not accumulate, but decumulate their cryptocurrency and jump on retail, right? Because basically what you've been listening to right now is that, oh, ETH 2.0 is coming up, very bullish, blah, 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 ETH to 4,000, 3,000, whatever, right? So buying here is not too high, right? You could always go up. But we did have this dump yesterday and a huge rally back up and jump again earlier this afternoon. And now we're at sideways, which I think we might see a further dump, or maybe not too positive movement, because, the US market isn't opening very positively right now. Okay. And also talk about what to look out for this week, okay? And the reason why I was thinking about whales dumping on retail is that if you look at this, right? This is the Bitcoin supply distribution by participant, right? And what happened was that actually, if you look at this, whale wallets are actually becoming lower and lower, right? So whales aren't really accumulating that more and more Bitcoin. But instead, the middle class people, like people who have 10 to 1,000 BTC, is steady going up. But now after this cross, they are moving sideways but still going down. But one thing you can see is that people with less than 10 Bitcoin, right, wallets with less than 10 Bitcoin, are kind of going up, right? It's kind of going up steadily, right? So public entities, this is exchanges, ETFs, public corporations. So basically, let's look at this. So this is actually retail, right? So retail is accumulating Bitcoin. But the really interesting thing that I would ask for this chart, so this is from documenting Bitcoin, right? Large holders are decreasing, small holders are increasing, which basically means wealth transfer, basically wealth selling Bitcoin to these entities, right? Because this is the only way down. and in general, and also this medium people are not selling, right? So whales are definitely selling to retail. So the really interesting thing is whether retail are holding these with the hope that Bitcoin price will go up, actually make life-changing gains, or whether it'll be interesting to see whether these wallets are actually using the Lightning Network, right? Really using the network for money exchange purposes, right? So that's the question I have. But it really does show you that, hey, actually Bitcoin whales are selling, retails are accumulating. Okay. So the next one is that, a while back I talked about how Morgan Stanley sees the crypto market, and Morgan Stanley says that there's two types of crypto participants, right? One is the believers, which are the holders. I mean the retail holders. They believe in the technology, hoping that one day the technology become mainstream or have certain type of promises, and therefore they tend to accumulate and hold this crypto. And the other type is actually speculators, people who are like, oh, the ETH 2.0 merge is coming, let's speculate the price volatility and stuff like that. And these are usually like maybe people who could trade futures and stuff like that rather than holding our spot wallet. But a while back, I mean, just this weekend, I shared an article, and that is the activity of Ethereum network has reached the lowest level in the last 5 years as the number of contracts deployed on the chain decreased and dipped below 300,000 deployment, while staying at around 2.7 million in July 2021. So basically, according to this article, so they are saying that, hey, there's nothing wrong with a low, nothing wrong with that. But the problem is, if you look at this, right, this is the cost of deployment. So cost is going down because the token price is down. But contract deployed, this is the important thing, showing that, hey, actually in general, contract deploy has been reduced. So basically, what it means is that whenever you have to deploy a contract, either you deploy like a D app or software to like deploy these swaps, or either you deploy for NFTs, right? So if this thing really shows you that Ethereum, a lot of the usage of the chain is actually based on NFT, because right now NFT deployment is much lower right now, right? People are minting less NFTs, they cannot sell out. So it really shows you that right now our price increase is not really driven by network activity, right? Because we are at a low right now on chain activity, right? So that's the important thing. Right now, it is driven by the bullish momentum that the allure of its 2.0 is coming up. So this is something that we have to be cautious as well, right? Because there is more and more articles. Even Bloomberg themselves saying that, hey, this merge could be they buy the rumors, sell the news. Especially if you look at the macros, it's bad, right? China came out with the retail data today, lower than expected, right? So another interesting thing is that Ethereum Genesis ICO giant whale is active again after nearly 3 years of dormancy. Since yesterday, a total of 145,000 ETH has been transferred out and distributed to multiple wallets. So the income of the ETH is from the Ethereum ICO. So this is like a very early Ethereum wallet, and it shows that the whales are actually making moves right now, right? So they might be moving to wallets doing OTC trade. They might be moving to wallets, trying to maybe set up the nodes for Merge 2.0. Or they might be moving wallets and then moving elsewhere to sell. So definitely we have to be careful. But I think Decrypt did an article on this saying that even though if the whale were to sell this, there would be enough buying pressure to absorb this. But still, these are not good, right? Because this thing just came out like just today, right? So all of this will create the fear in the market. Like people will no longer want to buy more, right? People will not push the price further up, and that's why once this news came out, it was kind of like kind of going downwards, right? And once we break these support, it could go further back down. So right now the market is really shaky, but who knows? Maybe it just suddenly turn. But I do think that this week will be an interesting week. I wouldn't like tap out of the market yet, because there will be volatility, right? And guess what? I brought these in ranges because I was too bullish, right? So I'm still back holding. But if ETH 2.0 does come, I get hard fork ETH. Why not, right? It drops, right? So that's the way to think. And one thing I want to share with you is that during the weekend, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu rallied, right? Shiba Inu rallied like 37%. And remember last time when this puppy token rallied, it signaled the top, right? Because people who are buying these tokens aren't institutional investors, right? These people are buying it during the weekend. So these are actually retail investors. So retail money is coming in. And last time when it rallied, basically it signaled the top and the market crash, right? So guys, just be careful if you're trading in this market, right? Just be cautious. If we look at this, market cap is down. Yes, absolutely. Ethereum was hitting like 2K and now it's like 1.8K. Bitcoin is at 25,000. Now it's at 24,000. So that's like reduced by a thousand, right? Look at these percentage drops, right? And once ETH drop a little, the altcoins drops even more. So the retrace, if you think long term, you want to buy and you think that ETH 2.0 is going to push things further up, then that's the retrace that you have been waiting for. But I do want to share with you this, which is the stablecoin market cap is increasing right now, which basically means that people are holding stables, right? People, capitalize on the volatility that went up, sold at the resistance, and now is holding stables, okay? So anyways, quick update for today. News this week, what to expect. Wednesday, US retail sales, okay? If these numbers go, less than expected, higher than expected, it will cause volatility. At the same time, SOMC meeting on Wednesday. So this is the FOMC meeting of July. So July, I think it was kind of positive in a sense that, but it really depends on the wording. Thursday, initial job rate claims and then consensus, right? So market right now, 5 things to know before the morning opens. So bad start for stocks, okay? All index closed high last week, but now it's down. One of the reasons is because of the slow growth in China, okay? They did say that, the economic data, right? Retail sales grew 2.7 in July from a year ago, okay? That's well below the 5% growth, forecast, right? So the expectation did not come in higher than expected, and therefore in the afternoon the market wasn't performing, right? It was just going downwards, okay? So okay, crypto news. Look at this. Akala stablecoins. So basically, there is a DeFi platform on Polkadot. It was hacked, and then the stablecoin DPEG and not good. And then next news, Monero, which is a privacy crypto. They are now having more enhanced privacy features with the new hard fork in the weekend. This is great, especially when Tornado Cash, what happened to Tornado Cash, right? So this is about the ETH price going down, a Shiba Inu price spike in the weekends, okay? And yeah, none of these are not really news, so moving on. Fine. So some people say that this could be the final week of the bear rally, so 5 things to know for this week. So basically just the support points that we're talking about, and also that we're actually in a macro is negative, and then the Nasdaq, the US stock is losing momentum, and we are actually at a downward trend, right? If you zoom out, right? So yep, this is the thing about this week. Really interesting week. Never wait until the last week or last merge, because by then people will be selling the news, right? So yeah. NFT news, Peggy Penguins, they introduced new stablecoin, soulbound tokens, which is given to each wallet of the individuals who are licensing the Penguin for the physical toy, which is pretty cool. So I think it's kind of like an identity and stuff like that. So a team member, head of community of Artifact, have decided to lead the project. So all the time, the thing is like sometimes about NFT is that it is so volatile in the sense that team members come and go, right? Teams could change. And it could be good for the project, it could be bad, but you have to withstand that one day maybe you have been investing in a certain team and then they leave, right? So yeah, pretty much that. X2Y2's treasury second token unlock will come in 7 days. They have no intention to sell, of course. That's what they'll say. But that's pretty much the market in this weekend. Oh, and also there was a debate about serial creator royalty, and the debate happened because there was this swap called Sudo Swap, which actually gained a lot of popularity. So Sudo Swap is actually a swap where you could get liquidity for your NFTs, right? So this is Sudo Swap. And the thing about this is that you could dollar cost average into NFTs, and you could dollar cost average out NFTs. You could provide liquidity. So it's kind of like an NFT-fi thing. But the thing is that they were able to bypass the royalty. For those of you who do not know, NFT creator royalties is actually enforced in the marketplace level. So for example, if you are a creator, you mint an NFT, you create an NFT collection. What happens is that you have to go to OpenSea and set the royalties, right? You have to go to LooksRare to set the royalties. You have to go to X2Y2. So it is not enforceable on contract level. So that's how NFT royalties work. So a lot of people right now are using SudoSwap to do over-the-counter trade or direct liquidity stuff. and therefore they were bypassing the creator royalties. And during the weekend, this caused a huge debate among the NFT community. Because even Beeple said, hey, in the end, why not create products that people want to pay you royalties, right? So yeah, it's interesting to see how we're at the next chapter. And also how you know, the bear market does come up with new innovations like this, but also new paradigm within the space, right? Is zero royalty the thing? And if there's zero royalty projects, how can creator get like a funding to build the project? Or is the mint price the funding that you should get? Because sometimes the mint price is quite high and that's a lot of money, right? So we'll have yet to see, right? So this is your host Non-Fungible TC. This is today's update. Signing out.